You know what I just now realized? I haven't seen the first Bad Boys movie.
A Town Movie Review. It's the A Town Movie Review. It's the A Town Movie Review. It's the A Town Movie Review.
Okay, let me explain. So, I thought I've always seen the first and second Bad Boys movie before watching this third one. But it turns out that I've only watched the second one multiple times, and I thought that some parts of the second one were really from the first one. Uh, I messed up. I'm sorry. But with that being said, here's a review on Bad Boys for Life. So Bad Boys for Life is the third movie in the Bad Boys series, and it still follows Mike and Marcus as they team up to take down the leaders of this drug cartel that came to Miami to seek out revenge against Mike. Obviously, this movie is action-packed like the last one, and I assume like the first one also. And the action in this movie is super awesome. But what I really liked the most about this movie, about the action in this movie, is that the movie itself would criticize the action going on, like primarily towards Will Smith's character, Mike Lowry, who's like stereotypical action hero, shoot first, ask questions later type of dude. And the movie would use Martin Lawrence's character Marcus as like a counter to Mike, because like Marcus would come up and be like, hey man, we're too old, we can't keep doing things the same way we've been doing. Like, you can't just solve all our problems by shooting someone in the head. And the movie keeps revolving around this message about Mike being too violent, and that violence comes back to bite him. Which leads me to the villains of this film. So first off, there's like the main villain, who's called the Bruja, and she's played by Kate Del Castillo. And the Bruja doesn't really do anything in the movie, but she's like one of those presence villains. You know, the villains that, you know, pull the strings in the background. They don't get their hands dirty. She's one of those villains, but she just does a great job in every scene that she's in. She just has this presence about her that makes her intimidating, and it makes sense because she's supposedly a witch. And then you have her son Armando, who's played by Jacob Scipio, and he's like this super assassin type of dude. And it, like, at first I thought he was just gonna be like the weaker villain that's just like, oh yes mommy, anything for my mother. But then like 5 minutes after I had that thought, there's a scene where like five dudes got guns pointed at him, and he's like, you're backstabbing me? And he like pulls out a knife and just kills them all. And they had guns like right at his head, and he just kills them all in a few seconds. I was like, okay, he's cool. Wow. Where I get iffy about this movie is like towards the end of the film, where you get a bit of information about why the bad guys want to kill Mike. And then at first I was like, oh wow, that was super cool, and like a really big vital thing of information about why Mike is the way he is. But then the overall message of the movie about Mike like being way too violent, and then that lifestyle coming back to bite him, just like canceled out. And the movie was just like, hey, you know, just keep being violent. That's fine, bro. Keep shooting people in the head. That's not even the issue here. And that disappointed me, because the information we got did make the bad guys cooler, did add on to Mike's character, and, you know, made the story better overall I liked it. But it was like, I also liked that whole message. It was kind of critiquing the action movie genre about like, why do we need to be so violent and kill all these people? Like, that was a good path I was willing to go down with the movie, but, you know, they decided against it, and I was like, oh, okay. Overall, this movie was really fun. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence have great chemistry, and the plot itself is really action-packed, and there's even a lot of times where it pulls out the heartstrings, which I really appreciate about my action movies. I like my action with emotions. It makes it feel real.
This movie flies in and kicks butt, like Captain Marvel.
So the movie does set up for a fourth Bad Boys movie, and personally, I don't need another one. I kind of like how they just ended it off. But I don't know, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments below if there should be a fourth Bad Boys movie. And as always, if you liked my review and you want to see more, go ahead and click on the subscribe button down below, or just wait until the end of this video and click on my face.